Thursday coaching calls, and I asked Dee, I thought someone else was going to be joining me this morning, but they're feeling a bit overwhelmed. And so Dee was nice enough to jump on here with me and just do a quick coaching call. So if you are joining us live, please let us know who you are and where you're from. Give us a hashtag live. And ask us your questions. I just want to let you know, Dee, I'm doing I'm not a big makeup person anyway, but I'm doing the total, like letting my skin rejuvenate itself during this period of time. So I didn't even bother with the mascara.
Well, unfortunately for me, about 3 months ago, I tried the false lashes, where you go get them professionally done, and I had a reaction, and so all my own lashes fell out. So they're not back yet. So my eyes look a little, they're coming. They're slowly coming, but it's
well, I'll tell you what. I for about 1.5 years, I had the fake eyelashes, the little ones put on, and I would spend, talking about not ever having enough time, rushing around, all that stuff. I would spend 1.5 hours doing this once every 3 weeks, and it was not inexpensive. And I ended up losing a lot of my eyelashes, and they've never ever come back the same. Don't do that stuff, you guys.
Not worth it.
It's so stupid. Okay, so let's talk today about feeling isolated, and we've all just found out that we're gonna be in for April 30th. I have my own views. I feel it's going to be a full 8 weeks, which would put us into the middle of May. They're trying to break it to us easily, but a lot of people sitting at home feeling isolated, mindlessly eating, doing the self-sabotaging stuff. Dee, let's talk for a minute. What's your advice on that?
So emotion and anxiety are really, really high. And there's lots of ways that we can attack this and look at it, all the way from how we're going to practice listening to our daily news reports and the doom and gloom and the scary stuff, and how we are going to listen to those reports, use them effectively for our own health and safety and for those around us, and then take control of what we actually can take control of. So when you're in your home and you are not able to be so busy running around, and we all do it, I've rarely met a person that doesn't really overextend themselves to some capacity. So when we're in our home setting, we actually do have more control. So let's talk about ways on how to achieve that without feeling that overwhelming anxiety about being home, because a lot of people are not used to being at home. So just that in itself causes that anxiety.
That is so true. And when we are at home, we're rushing around, we're exhausted, we're decompressing, sleeping, jumping up, getting going again. And so this is a nice time to, first of all, find your home. So a lot of us let things get really out of control. And then on Sunday, we don't feel like, spending 5 hours cleaning up what we didn't get done during the week, or what we left everywhere during the week. So this is a nice time to, I think the biggest thing for me that I've seen, and certainly that I've been working with my clients, is setting routines. And, not laying in bed till forever. And, if you're not working from bed, so, it's easy to grab that computer and just sit there and never leave your bed. Making a routine, just like you were going to work, you get up at a specific time, you get the kids up at a specific time. You do all the things that you would normally do with your life. And I'm gonna pop up a few things here. Let's see, I'm on my treadmill now. Eating is horrible. Boredom, OMG. I've been cleaning and vacuuming and have no pattern left of my rugs.
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah. So, instead of feeling that isolated feeling where, it's closing in on us and gloom and doom and watching the TV constantly, set yourself up with a routine. You wouldn't be watching the TV all day if you were going to work, so turn the TV off. Any tips on that, Dee?
Yeah, so first of all, how many of you are still working from home to some capacity? Because that's a really important piece as well, because I'm finding that we're developing an entire new skill set from working from home and how we communicate with others. So, we've been told to social distance, but it's almost the wrong word. We need to physical distance. We don't need to social distance. We are being social right now. We are communicating right now. And whether it's, family, extended family, friends, coworkers, or your clients, you need to keep social. You need to keep in connection with them, even the ones that are maybe not following through with staying on whatever program you have them on. It's still a great time to stay connected with them and to help each other. Use them also as a support for yourself. So this is just me personally. I find it easier to do really good meal prep and planning because I have the time. I have no excuse to not do it because I actually have the dedicated time. Now, I know not all of you like to do that. I like to do it. So that's something that works in. And so just like in every normal day, we all have things that sometimes we don't like to do. So just like our kids don't like to do chores, or maybe our kids don't like getting kicked off their gaming consoles or whatever they're doing, we have to be willing and open to do a little adaptation to our schedules as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Another thing that I thought we should talk about is why? What's your why? So our why changes at different points in time. And, you had a why maybe last year when you lost 20 pounds. And then maybe a little bit of it crept back. Maybe it all came back, or 50 pounds or 80 pounds, or it's different for each of us. What that why is completely different than the why that's happening right now. So we have 31 more days, hopefully, that we need to buckle down, stay tight, and do what we're supposed to do. So during this time frame of the next 30 days, write down your why. What is your current why? And talk about that for a minute, Dee.
Yeah, whys are, the whys can be ever changing, and everybody is in a different position. Maybe you need to recreate yourself in this why from a job standpoint of view. Maybe you just need to dedicate some time to your why. I'm going to kind of walk around the why, but so there is a direct correlation between having control in your life and having, for example, a clean house. And a lot of people kind of roll their eyes at that one, but it's absolutely true. So when your house is in order, when your schedule is in order, when all those steps are in order, your why is easier to achieve. It becomes it's not such a distant goal anymore. It is right in front of you. So I know that it might not be fun, but you know what? Maybe it's time to sit down and write that big list and go room from room. But when you're doing those big chores, set timers for, you know, breakfast break, lunch break, mid-afternoon, you know, cup of tea, snack break. Or maybe you're going to take breaks and do really good food prep while you're getting, you know, your house in order. Maybe a lot of you have a lot of work to do from home. You know, I've seen so many people, they are cleaning, they are donating, they're getting things ready to donate, things they haven't touched in 5, 6, 7 years, doing deep cleaning that they don't usually do, painting, refreshing things, and not redecorating, folks, like not spending like a ton of money, just really refreshing the area that they're in, because it's really important. When you're actually in your area, you really become focused on the things you enjoy about your space or the things that you don't. And so really take the time to learn about yourself, about your own space once you're at home. It all helps your why, because when your mind and your spirit are a little bit happier, whys are easier to achieve. Honestly.
Those are such great words, Dee. You know, I never thought of it that way. And it's true. You know, when I remember as a kid, we cleaned the house every Friday, and my brother and I were in charge of that before my parents got home before sundown, and so we always had a clean home. For the weekend, we practiced a religion that, you know, that was kind of part of it. And so one thing you know, that's really drilled into me is on Fridays, I like to have a clean home. I like to go into the weekend with that. And that is, you know, feeling that level of comfort and control is true when our environment is clean and organized. You know, and the same way with our own personal selves, when we get up, we take that shower, we, you know, you don't have to put any makeup on, just like I didn't this morning, but I did put some lip gloss on. You know, you put some fresh clothes on, you get out of your pajamas and your yoga pants, and you know, put yourself together, and then when we feel that sense of control about ourselves, it's going to be easier to get through that day. We're going to have an easier time being in control of that, you know, nervous energy, anxiety. Oh my God, what's in the refrigerator? I need to eat. You know,
Yeah.
it's also, it's so crazy. So let's just say hello here. Elaine says hello. Because this is a private group, they don't put the names up here.
We can't see
Unfortunately,
you.
yeah, unfortunately, someone had to shut their salon down. I completely understand. Lots of my friends and people I collaborate with have closed up shop for a while. Good morning.
Good morning.
And good morning. Nice to see whoever this is. And
Put your names in the comments.
this is Melissa. You know, really thank you for joining us this morning. And so my last but not least, in keeping with staying focused, putting that routine together, let's talk about journaling and maybe some meal prep ideas.
Yeah. So one of the goals is to stay home, right? We want to limit our trips out and about to get supplies. So one tip that I have, and this is whether you are one person on your own or you have a whole family, get a plan and prepare list going. So that means that everybody in your home can take stock of what the house needs. So that whether you are ordering your supplies in or one person from your house is going to make the trek out to safely gather those supplies. Now, I know the rules are a little bit different in every province and every state. So far for us, we are allowed to go get our essentials. They are asking that only one person from your home does this. Don't go out and make it a family adventure. That's not the goal. We don't need everybody's peoples in a store touching everything. I know it sounds a little extreme, but it's really, really important at this time. So everybody should be contributing to that weekly list. What do we need? What do you want? Get your family involved in what you want for your weekly meals. And of course, if you have littles at home or teenagers, you know, they're now going to be eating breakfast, lunch, and supper at home. And so lunches will look a lot different than when you're packing them usually for school. So this is also a wonderful opportunity, mamas. And this is a no judge zone. I'm a mom. I buy things that I shouldn't buy for my kids. I truly do. But this is a great time. You don't need to purchase any, you know, granola bars, fruit snacks, any of those fast pre-packaged processed food that you buy because they're fillers in a lunch kit. This is a perfect time. None of that stuff needs to be on your list because you're going to get your kids involved in making their breakfast and lunches and healthy choices. So along with the food prep and planning, that is going to come with it. And this takes time. So for those of you that are, you know, you're a little bit bored, your feeling days are a little bit long, this is an excellent time to teach other family members some life skills. They are equally as important as school education. They really are. And I have older, you know, peoples in my home, and I can see where I have failed them in a lot of areas by not making them do things at a younger age, because it's a little, your patience level is a little shorter when you're teaching older kids how to do basic chores. So take this opportunity to get them involved in the prepare and planning, and really, really small kids can really help preparing.
Yeah, because they really like to, you know, that I totally agree with. I learned to do a lot of things when I was a kid, and you're not open to it as we get older. Josephine says, I'm still on survival mode between work and kids. Spring break ended, but I have not attempted homeschool yet, waiting for more direction from their teachers. We did give our patio a deep clean on the weekends, so it feels good. I'm pushing through, and I know I can get better organized, and I'm cutting myself more slack. Good, Josephine. Cut yourself slack for sure. And hello to Marcia. Thanks, Marcia. Good to see you too. And Betty's joining us also. Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up here. Each Tuesday and Thursday, I'm just trying to bring on different people to give, their take on kind of just what their coaching ideas are and thoughts. And if you have questions, please reach out. Tomorrow, talk about the show tomorrow on low carb cooking. If you're not on the low carb page, make sure you get on there and then you look under follow and say see first, and then you'll always know when the show's coming on. Let's talk about what's happening tomorrow, Dee.
We're going to talk about immune boosting vegetables. Is going to be our first topic. And again, some of the information, you know, that we talk about, you know, might be a little bit redundant because you're going to hear it over and over, but how to shop for these items, how to make that easy, healthy, you know, low sugar, low carb is imperative for immune fighting all the time, not just now, but of course it's all on everybody's minds right now. So making sure that you are preparing meals that are full of vitamins and minerals and antioxidants and immune boosting is so important. And I know a lot of folks are doing this because every time, so I have only been out twice in the last almost calendar month now, and I can't buy garlic anywhere. I had to, everybody's buying it up, the ginger and the garlic. So I know folks are on the same thought process that they're using these. Ginger and garlic are two of the most immune fighting boosting properties out there, and so folks are using them. So
yeah, for sure. Okay, guys, I've been working on a construction job and I just got a message, get over here. So have a great day, everybody. And Dee, thanks so much for joining me. I always appreciate it. See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay. Bye, everybody.